Hello, today's topic is lists in Python. So, what is list? Let's understand this by working on this sample problem. We all go to grocery stores. What do we do when we are about to leave for grocery stores? Yes, you guessed it right. We make a grocery list, the list of items that we want to buy from grocery store. If you want to store this list of items in Python and print them later on, with whatever we have learned so far, what you will do is you will essentially create different variables for different items. For example, you will say item 1 is equal to bread, item 2 equal to pasta. Let's say these are all the items that you are buying from a grocery store, and item 3 equal to, let's say you want to buy some fruits. So you will create these kind of variables, but the problem here is you're creating so many variables. If you have, let's say, 10 items to buy from a grocery store, you will create 10 variables, and that's a little bit tedious. A programming language should have something better, correct? List comes to a rescue in this kind of situation. So to do the same thing in a list, what you do is, again, you create a variable which is going to store a list. So you say items equal to, now to start a list, you will you'll use open square bracket, then you add all your items in the list separated by comma. Pasta, my third item that I want to buy is fruits, and I love veggies, so let me buy some veggies as well, and closing square bracket. When I hit enter, I just created a list, and the list got stored in items variable. So when I print items, I will see this list. So as you see in the diagram, the way list is stored internally in computer memory is it is a sequence of memory locations where each of these items are stored, and these locations are accessed by the index. So items will point to a starting location, and each of these items will be, let's say bread will be at 0th index, pasta is at 1 index, and so on. So this is similar to strings. If you have listened to my strings episode, you will kind of recall some similarity between that and the list. All right, now if you want to access each of these individual items, you can do so by using the index. So if you use bracket 0, hit enter, then it will print bread. How do you access this item? Okay, again use the index, and this is stored at 0, 1, 2. So fruits is at number 2. Cool. Now let's say I made a list, I'm about to go to grocery store, and I change my mind. Now instead of bread, I want to buy chips. How do I modify my list? Well, just do item 0. So this is the location at which bread is stored, and you say equal to sign chips. Okay, so what we just did is, in this list at 0th location we placed chips instead of bread. So now if you print items, you see, you notice the difference between this list and this one. The first item got changed from bread to chips. So this is how you change the value of individual element within a list. Okay, now how do you access a range of elements? So for example, I want to print first 2 elements from the list. Again, you can use the sub index range if you recall from my string episode. So you just use the starting index, so which is 0. So let's say you want to print in this list, you want to print chips and pasta. So chips is stored at 0th location and colon pasta is at 1, but you don't specify 1 because the way Python index works is the second index is always excluded, so you have to say 1 plus 1, which is 2, and if you do that, it will print chips and pasta. Let's say you want to print the last element in the list. For that, you can use a negative index. So -1 means index number 1, but from the end. All right. You can also use append. There is a method called append which can be used to append an element. So for example, let me just reinitialize my list. If you do Control C like this and Control V, it will again reinitialize the list, so your items is again back to the same state. Now you are going to grocery store with this list of items, and all of a sudden you recall that you have to buy butter as well. So you will just say items.append bracket butter. Okay, let's see what happens. Nice. So you see, like, this was our original list up till here, and when you say append, it just appended butter towards the end. But now in the grocery store, butter is in the nearmost aisle as the bread, so you ideally want to have butter at the second place in your individual list. How do you do that? So let me again reinitialize the list so that we are back to the original state. So let me just confirm. Okay, I don't have butter now. I want to now insert butter at this location immediately after bread. So I say items dot insert. Okay, so what insert will do is, rather than appending at the end, it will insert an element at a specific location. As you see in the tooltip, it is showing you some help. So index means the index at which you want to insert it. So at which index you want to insert it? So bread is 0 and 1. So at 1 is the location where you want to insert it. So butter and enter. Let's see what we got. Voila. So after bread, now I have butter. All right. Now, what do you do if you want to join to list? So you're going to a grocery store and you prepared a list of all food items. So let's say you have all your food items here, and your wife made a list of all the bathroom items, right? So you now have got like two lists. One is the food items, and your wife has made a list of all the bathroom items. So let's say this is the list that she's having, and as you both are going to grocery store together, you want to just have a one single list. So how do you do that? So you can say my items is equal to food plus bathroom. So this way, by using plus sign, so what you're doing here is food is a variable pointing to one list, bathroom is a variable pointing to another list. When you say food plus bathroom, it is going to join these two lists together, and on the left hand side of equal to sign is another variable called items, and it will assign that list to it. So if you print items, you will get this. So now you got the combined list. Okay, now if I have a list which is food, and if I want to insert just single item, can I do like this? So let's try it. What happens? So I want to buy soda as well. If you do this, then it won't work, because you cannot add string or any odd number to a list, whenever you're doing plus sign, you have to make sure on the left hand side as well as on the right side, both the things should be list. Okay, so that was about concatenation. You can figure out the length of the list using this command length. So now I got all these items in my list, right? So I have these many items and I want to know how many items I'm going to buy from the grocery store. So for that, use this function len. So when you say len opening bracket items, it is going to print the length of these items. So as you see, it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right, now I have this long list and I'm doing my shopping. I want to know whether I added fruits to my list or not. How do I do that? I can just read this list one by one. This is a simple one, but let's say if you're a long list and if you are using a powerful programming language like Python, you don't want to read these items one by one. There should be a better way of doing it, right? And that way is the in operator. So you can say bread in items and it will say true, right? If you say soda in items and it says false because it didn't find soda in item. So whenever you want to do lookup in the list, you can use this operator in. All right, so that was all about list. Thanks for watching.